What is going on YouTube? It's your boy ChasmRift here, and today we got ourselves a video to teach you guys how I personally record and stream. It's mostly going to be how I record, and before we go ahead with this video, I'd like to make a disclaimer. This is usually how I go about things, and this is just me showing people like how it is behind the scenes on my end. If you feel that, oh hey, I'll do this better, or this may work out better for me, sure, it will. This is just me showcasing like how I go about it as a content creator. Now before we get started into this video, this is gonna be a little bit Inception like, because I'm using my regular OBS to screen record to show you guys how I use my other OBS. And speaking of the other OBS, when it comes to my video recording and streaming, typically I actually use the screen recorder from my computer called OBS. And not just regular OBS, I prefer to actually use Streamlabs for OBS, and I recommend this for pretty much everybody, especially those who are just starting out as a content creator. So it opened up on one of my monitors, because I actually got to do a monitor setup. Let me just drag it over here. So yeah, Streamlabs OBS is just opening up right now. The beauty of, let me log out real quick. The beauty of running Streamlabs for OBS is the fact that with this software, it is very user-friendly. It actually teaches you a lot about the different scenes and whatnot that you'll be using compared to regular OBS. On top of that, it allows you to actually access more for your actual personalization of your content than regular OBS would. And on top of that, this is actually very great for those who may want to upgrade or use different devices in the future. The best example I have is my laptop was, when I went back to school, I did a lot of content in the summer previously on my laptop, and now that I was able to actually use my PC to get back into content creating, I enjoyed some of the scenes and some of the settings I had on my laptop version of OBS, and none of the transferring methods that I saw online were working, so I was kind of freaking out. Thankfully, I had Streamlabs for OBS on my laptop, and when I downloaded it for my PC, simply all I had to do was just log in. It's gonna ask me to connect to one of my social medias. Alright guys, we're back. I put my information in. It's connecting via my Twitch because that's the one I want to use. And yeah, as you guys can see right here, it's just taking its sweet time and then ask me what scenes I want to import. This is very cool because, like I said, whenever I was streaming on my laptop, I had scenes that were on there that weren't on my PC originally, so I was able to import those scenes over. The issue was, well, the only minor issue is that if I had an image or something that was on my laptop, not on my PC, I would just have to download that on my PC eventually in the event I wanted to edit that. So now that we got that out the way, let's just open up a new scene. So whenever I do start, let's say a new project, or I just want to try something out, usually I'll just open up a new scene. Sometimes I title it right off the bat if I know what I'm doing. Majority of the times I don't. But for this one, we'll just call this, call it test recording. Alright, so now that we got our sources right here. So this is what I was talking about when it comes to our interface. When it comes to the interface for Streamlabs, on the left side it's just standard stuff like content creating and streaming. This is very useful right here. The stuff on the right side is mostly specific for those who want to stream. So let's click right here. Like here, this is the image. Just tell you like, oh, if you click this and you put add source, it will take you to the menu to select the image from your device and add it up there. And then it shows you all the compatible formats that work for it, like GIFs, JPEGs, PNG, anything like that. Like if you're using some weird format that is very uncommon, odds are Streamlabs just won't be able to support it. I'll show you like the browser source. If you want to use like a web page, you can put this up there. Now personally, I don't use this. I prefer to actually just use a window capture, which will show you like an application window. So let's say I had Google Chrome open, I use window capture. I can select to have that be viewed by my audience. That is much safer than the option I go with normally, which is usually I just go with display capture. Display capture shows you everything that I see on my monitor that I chose for it. What I mean by window capture being safer is if I only wanted you guys to see what was on my Google Chrome, I'll let you guys just see that. Now, if I was streaming and I had like files open and I curiously forgot to just, you know, close them out or whatnot, and I had window capture open, you guys could in theory see like videos or files that have personal information. And this happened many times to many content creators who sometimes had information leaked out there. So I'll say if you're using display capture, use at your own level of caution, I'll have to say. But let's just say you guys are trying to just PC game and you guys really are big into, I don't know, Fortnite. Let's just click display capture. So right here, you don't have to worry about this. This is from me using previous versions of it. You can add a source from your previous scenes, but let's just say you're a new guy, so we'll just ignore all this. We'll just say add new scene. Alright, and then now they're asking like, oh, which monitor do you want to use, since I have two. This one right here is showing you what I'm seeing on my OBS, which is my first and main monitor. So yeah, we'll pretend that, oh hey, I'm gaming on this monitor that is showing regular OBS, the grayed and slightly bored looking one. Yeah, we'll click on that. You can capture cursor, which means that, oh hey, you can see my mouse moving around over here. That's if this is clicked on. If we exit that out, you won't see my mouse. Like, my mouse is moving around the screen right now the same way it was previously. But yeah, you'll click on that. When you're done, there. Now you can actually see your OBS, and this is like what I was talking about, video inception, because my OBS is recording what's on my second screen, which shows Streamlabs, and Streamlabs is now showing you guys what is on my first stream. So despite me clicking like don't display the cursor, because I had a cursor displayed on my OBS Streamlabs on my second monitor, you got video inception going on right now. So before anyone gets confused by all this madness, I'll just show you guys a few things. Let's do transform. So with this transform right here, you can either edit it this way. Personally, I don't like to do this. I prefer to do it the old-fashioned way, and that's either you can move this cursor right here and it will actually scale it by how much you're moving it, either horizontally, vertically, or diagonally. If you're looking to scale it to a certain size, like let's say you had a layout in the background, what I do is you can press shift, the shift key, you click on whatever part you want to scale, and then you can start to do this. So now you have more free reign of how you want to scale things based on you just pressing the shift button. And if, let's say you accidentally did this, let's say, oops, did not mean to do that, right click it, go to transform, and typically I go with stretch to screen because it covers all the encompassing black box. You can do fit to screen, but it'll put it basically in the middle for a lot of applications. So typically I like to stretch the screen just to play it safe. And that's typically what happens. If you're trying to record the game, obviously just boot it up and just go at it with the recording. We'll go more into like the actual process itself. Just want to show you guys like the basics. Video capture device. If you guys use a capture card or you guys use like a webcam or something and you want to have that displayed, this is what you guys will have to be going through. I don't use game capture. That's really not my favorite option. I only use display capture, like I said, if I want to show you guys what's on my screen or if I am PC gaming. But if I have like a capture card, which I do, I have the Elgato Game Capture HD. Hopefully within the next week or two, I actually have the HD60 Pro when it goes to my PC. But enough chit chat. Let's say we add the scene right here, and let's say we add one. This is my webcam, Logitech C920. But let's say I wanted to show you guys what's on my Elgato. Hypothetically, pretend that this is the Elgato right here. This thing that's being used by another application, which is false, and that's because I got two different OBSs open, so the software is kind of confused. If I wanted to make some if I want to, let's say you guys are gaming and you have a multi-console setup, which is what I do. Typically, I have my PS4 linked up to my Elgato at all full times. But sometimes I switch between that and my Nintendo Switch. That's mostly how I've been gaming lately. So let's say I want to do that. You gotta make sure you have the Elgato Game Capture software downloaded. And when you do, you can personally just click Configure Video, and we'll slide this over. This will show up. it'll let you know like what's the input. Is it the Nintendo Switch? Is it the PS4, the Xbox, etc.? And if you're ever having any issues with your Elgato not displaying a signal, odds are, if you are with multiple consoles, you may just had it set to be ready to screen capture off your Switch, when in reality you're trying to play off your PS4. So that could just be the main issue that's going on. Yeah, we just get that out the way. It don't want to move. Fine, we'll put Nintendo Switch, done. Now, for those who are looking for more pristine and accurate recordings, I will say this: when you're recording through Streamlabs or just regular OBS, there's more delay when it comes to your audio and your gameplay. Like, the game that's being captured through the software has a bit more of a delay than just the natural Elgato software. So what I'll go to is, I'll go to filters. Let's just add a filter. We go to filter type, and then we scroll down, and then here it is. We'll do video delay, and then I typically go with 1000 milliseconds. And of course, I should probably mention that if you're going to be doing 1000 millisecond, you should probably, it shouldn't be for your game capture. I'm sorry, people. It shouldn't be for the game capture. It should be for the webcam. Like right here. Right here. You're about to hear the snap on my mic, but you're going to see the image change differently. You guys saw that on the preview? Yeah, that's from this kind of showing you the example of the delay. Now that we took the delay off, there you go. So let's get this out. And I do the same thing with my audio, which is the next thing we're going to be talking about. When it comes to my audio, when it says aux/audio device 1, that's my mic. You can see the gain level right here as it's going up and down. You click properties, and for me, since I'm using a mixer with my Audio Technica mic, I have it going through that as my line in. If you want to use your webcam for your mic, you can do that. It'll have everything displayed. The parentheses is them knowing specifically what the device is. So you can go with your webcam if you want. You can use the actual Elgato game capture for whatever reason for audio. Wouldn't know why. You can also use, I have a USB headset linked up right now. For whatever reason, sometimes they'll show the name, sometimes they won't. So if you know which audio device you're using, you can click on that and you'll start to see the slider bar move up. If you don't see the slider bar move up, odds are you're probably going to have to fiddle around with it, try out the different device captures, and see which ones is picking up gain. To make sure that it's the right one for me, sometimes I'll tap on the actual device that I suspect to be the one that's recording my audio and see if the bars are moving up specifically for that. Same for desktop capture. Click on the product, tell them like which speakers you want to go through. If I'm listening to the game through my headset, I'll pick speakers from my USB device, so the game will be picking up the exact same sounds I'm picking up. If I want the game for whatever reason to be picking up sounds through my actual monitors, it'll do that as well. But now that we got that out the way, that's kind of the easier part. Otherwise, just do properties. Otherwise, I think all that's left is same thing. Filters, add a filter, and then nope, apologize. You go to mixer, and then you throw on the millisecond delay. You can go ahead and do the delay right there if you want the delay to be for your game capturing software. Now, we're going to be moving on to the final stuff that I think is super duper important. Let's say you don't have a dual screen monitor set up and you want a PC game, or let's just say you got a million and one things going on and you just don't want to deal with everything. This is where hotkeys come very important if it'll ever show up. These hotkeys right here, it lets you actually start to record, stop recording, start streaming, stop streaming. It lets you do many things for your actual presentation of your product based on which buttons you want to map to it. So for this one right here, I put F3 as my start recording and I put F4 as my stop. This is for, let's say I am using both monitors for something important. Like let's say I actually got my game up and it's a hassle to go between my actual game and the recording on my other monitor, I'll press F3 to start the recording and then F4 because those are buttons I'm not going to be pressing while I'm doing my normal PC gaming personally. So just go wild with your imagination. You can look through all this, see like, oh hey, maybe I want to have a start streaming or stop streaming, things like that. I will say this, it should be the buttons you have almost full faith that you'll never press on a typical day of you using your setup, because the last thing you want to do is to press the hotkey and you don't realize that you have your software open and it starts streaming you while you're wilding out in the background. Other than that, really a lot of this is kind of standard to you. Like for example, it's actually for your stream key. You gotta go to Twitch or YouTube and all that if you're a streamer. You gotta go directly through their services to find out what is your information. Yeah, you throw that on there. A lot of other stuff is pretty basic or doesn't need much explaining. Like your video format, this is important. Really, my color format is MV12. I got partial on there for the games. Really nothing too crazy. Stream delay about 20 milliseconds. So for anybody out there who be at my streams and they're wondering why I don't respond immediately to something that you say, one, there's a Twitch delay automatically. Like the moment you type something and send it, there's a delay between when I'm actually going to get it. And not only that, the less delay there is between the streams, the less quality output it's going to have for me as a content creator. So I put an extra 20-second delay on there just to make it a much richer and smoother experience. So yeah, like I said, most of this is you pretty much don't have to worry about it. 1080p is like what I like to work on. 720p is my scaled resolution. That's pretty much how I like to roll with it. My hardware is AMD because I got a graphics card from AMD. Sometimes it's going to be either these. It's going to be X264 AMD or it's going to be NVIDIA. Those are the encoders you have to worry about with streaming. Same for recording. I put the quality as the same as my stream so people don't get a weird vibe whenever they see like, wait, why does this video look different in the streams? This is just what I do personally, and I make sure you make sure you put your format at MP4. If it's FLV or any of these other ones, you're gonna most likely have to download the software just to edit with it. Just to convert it and make it usable. And sometimes when you do use a converter software, it may be a 1080p video. Now it's actually condensed to be half the size of what it originally was. This is very important because if you try to find your videos that you recorded on your actual file explorer and you just want to naturally click on it just to see how it looks before editing it, if it's FLV, file explorer will just simply not be able to read it and display the video. So that is super duper important, people. Finally, also my recording path, I put it under my hard drive D because that's the standard name it came with it, and it is a big D for many reasons. All jokes aside, my streaming, I do 6,000 bitrate. The bitrate is very important. This is one of the last things I want to touch on. Your bitrate is how much your computer is processing the information. Taking it from your machine and processing it to be displayed for the viewers on YouTube or Twitch. Mostly just Twitch is where this is very important at. If you have a low bitrate, it means that it will not look as crisp and pristine as it could possibly be. If you have a high bitrate, then obviously the better the quality will look like. The thing is, when you're making content, and depending on the hardware of your device, and what I mean by device, laptop or PC and all that, you gotta know exactly the sweet spot, because you could put it at too low, like I said, it just won't look that great. Or if you put it too high, it'll cause performance issues on your end, because it means that your PC may be it's having too much of a strain on it, and it's actually making your game chug as a result of it. So this is what I mean by Streamlabs becomes super important for many people who just don't know what they're going through, or they haven't been around the ropes too long. Oh, that's cool. They allowed you to now import from OBS. Did not know that. Basically, right here, you can click right here and run auto optimizer, and it will start the setup. It will detect your bandwidth for your internet. It will detect what is going on in the background. It will figure out exactly what's your initial setup, it'll figure out the specs for your computer and everything, and it'll do its best to try to find the absolute best setup for you specifically. Alright, now that it's done, look at this. Attempting stream, applying stream settings, general settings. Bam. So now I got all that. We can go and check, see if there's any difference. Nope, they put 6,000 for me. Audio bitrate 1600. Oh, 160 I can't read. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Other than that, like, you got touch widgets, which we're not using widgets, mostly video about recording. You got the record button if you actually want to record. If this thing is going red, it means that, yeah, you're recording. And then you have to go live. Let's just click it. Go live. I do like this. It lets you actually put a title for your Twitch stream specifically. I think it also does for YouTube. I just haven't streamed on YouTube much because YouTube doesn't like me. You can put the game on here and it will put you in the right category for games, and then you can now throw in stream tags. Wow, a lot happened in the last update for this. And then you can optimize the encoder for the game specifically. I only recommend this if you're gaming directly off your PC. Just through your capture card, just use your standard encoder. But yeah, click the green button and you're all set. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully this was very helpful. For anybody who's looking to get into Streamlabs or OBS, I actually got an affiliate link down below that you guys could check out. Other than that, be sure to leave a like rating down below. I'd be greatly appreciated. Follow the social media links as well. And I'm about to get out of here, guys. The gate's still open. I guess I gotta go close them. So bye. Yeah. This is so confusing.